Good evening, Sam. Welcome back from the dead.
Hey, Halloween, I'm still pretty groggy.
Are you ready for another Halloween horror hour on Scary TV?
If we have to.
Well, we have many more shorts and Sam's jams to show you. Our next short is a romantic story about two folks that get more screen time than even I do.
It's the dawn of a new day. The world awakens. The birds twitter. A rooster crows.
Good grooming starts with personal care.
Oh, soap and water make you cleaner than you used to be, cleaner than you used to be, cleaner than you used to be.
Soap and water make you cleaner than you used to be, keep you fresh and clean. Keep you fresh and clean, keep you fresh and clean. Oh, soap and water make you cleaner than you used to be.
Downstairs and time for breakfast. Give yourself time to eat a good breakfast. Let's see how well you can eat. Milk for the cereal. Splash it on. No time to waste. Gobble down the cereal, a couple of big spoonfuls, one right after the other. Doesn't it taste good? You just never took time before to find how good food can taste.
The more he exercises control of his emotional behavior, the easier it becomes to meet the next situation without losing control.
Diving into the social swim is a lot easier than it seems. It's just a matter of following a few very simple rules of etiquette, a matter, too, of having a little courage.
Nice head, freak! Why don't you get yourself a flat screen? And your sweater is ugly, too.
Look down, that lonesome road before you travel home.
Spring. When a young man's fancy lightly turns to thought. What's the matter? Exam week getting you down? What you need is to put down that notebook and take in some of the beauties of nature. See what I mean?
How do you choose a date? Whose company would you enjoy? Well, one thing you can consider is looks. Yes, that's what a boy likes. He wants to know he's appreciated and would be fun on a date.
If you'll just slow down the rush and pressure of your feelings a little, then judgment has a better chance to take hold and guide you away from wrong behavior. Choose clothes that are suitable to your needs and situation. But remember that any clothes look better with good posture.
But Don also thinks of other things.
Nice suit, freak!
Most of his clothes are clean and pressed, so he's not as limited in selection.
We're off to a good start this morning. But will it last?
Just me and the girl.
You're different from other girls.
That's what you think.
You're smarter. You're almost like a man.
Oh, no, I'm very much the woman.
It wasn't too difficult. All it required was a little courage and following a few simple rules of etiquette. Rules which are based on just one thing: consideration for the feelings of others. Politeness comes naturally when we are considerate. Lack of consideration can spoil our partner's good time. Planning things in advance can be a wise move, too, whether it has to do with what to talk about or when to go home. By following these simple rules, all dating can be fun.
There, miss. You see, the heterodynes are feeding back into the stimulus reaction activators, causing non-snaps of the motor control resistor units.
Oh, that's good.
No, lady, that's bad. But your regenerative circuits are tuned asynchronously, and that causes concatenation in the intermediate amplifiers.
Well, that's bad, isn't it?
No, that's good. From now on, I don't think there'll be the slightest trouble with your robot. Your domestic problems are completely solved.
Well, thank you very much.
That's perfectly all right. And if there's anything else you want to know about your robot, don't hesitate to give us a ring. Good day.
Rolo, answer the door.
Yeah?
Get changed. Everyone's waiting to start the shoot.
This is my outfit.
Hi, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Topher.
And together we're Bad Cookie Pictures, here to bring you Bad Cookie's Weird Woods.
We're scouring the Pacific Northwest for horror shorts.
And then we're telling you which ones you should watch and where you can find them. Don't forget to wear your pool floaties this week, because the first short we're talking about is Crazy Dracula's Spring Break Weekend.
This short has some excellent pool party vibes and everyone's favorite vampire, Dracula. The horror comedy features some monstrous interventions and some surprising cameos.
You can find Crazy Dracula's Spring Break Weekend on the Granger Bros YouTube channel.
Next film we're chatting about is Odd Girl.
Odd Girl really stands out for how it builds its tone and atmosphere. It's a microcosm of the high school experience, but almost from a J-horror lens, especially with the bleakness that it brings both in its plot and its interpretation of the supernatural.
Hit up the Alter YouTube channel for Odd Girl.
The last film we're going to talk about today is Mistress of Bones from the Pacific Northwest horror powerhouse that is Luchagore Productions.
Mistress of Bones is a non-stop thrill ride. It has excellent effects, ancient gods, the dead coming back to life, and some badass stunts.
Head over to Crypt TV on YouTube to find Mistress of Bones.
Thank you all for watching Bad Cookie's Weird Woods.
Stick around for some more horror shorts.
Tune in next week, same time, same place.
And don't forget to believe in West Coast horror.
Or else. I'm so sorry about this.
Amidst the tech horror of this spooky evening, we have an environmental treat.
Oh, let the existential dread of climate catastrophe warm your ghoulish hearts.
God, look at this scrawny thing.
Should be 3 times that size this time of year. It's just too hot and dry anymore. Once we get the car completed, we'll go north and get water. Then we'll be able to grow vegetables that are actually worth eating.
Vegetables worth eating? God, I cannot wait to have fish.
Fishery work is hard, honey. Indentured servitude, it's not gonna...
The food that they will give me as a servant is better than you could give me for Christmas.
There they are.
Are you Harriet?
Yeah. Is that the car?
Yeah. We ran out of gas a couple of months ago.
Did you convert this yourself?
Well, I didn't have all the parts. When the weather changed, seemed like good parts just dried up.
Where's the girl? We need to see the girl, see if she's a good worker.
I'll get it for you. Ashley?
So, you got fish?
We have lots of fish. The fisheries are doing great. Let me see you. Turn around. Yeah, you got a lot of meat on your bones. Honey, you know how bad you burn in the sun.
So is she worth it?
She has nice legs.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling about him.
I know. But everyone says Harriet Biddle is the best electric mechanic in the area. And if we don't get that car fixed to get out to get water, we're all gonna starve. At least with them, Ashley will eat well. You heard what he said about the fisheries, right?
You know how some people just crave meat. It's Ashley.
She'll be fine. Look, I don't like sending her away either.
What you doing? Collecting bugs. So, you snuck out here? Gonna have some? Thought you had fish. I'm kinda sick of fish. Can't imagine being sick of fish. You have a lot of ropes. What for? I don't know. Just thought they'd be useful. Hey, get your own.
There you go. Hooked up and ready to charge. It's a roof trickle charger. It'll be ready to go in a few hours.
You are a lifesaver. Hey, take care of Ashley, okay? She's a hard worker. A little sullen sometimes, but worth her weight in water.
Hey, what are you doing? Shut up, I heard a squirrel. You have squirrels? Shut up.
Ashley! It's time to come out here.
There was even a squirrel 100 miles from here. It would have been scared off by all the idiots. Wait, you don't have to go with them. You have parents. You have fish. They're not my parents. Guardians, whatever. No, we can hide under those vegetables over there. Look, you have fun hiding in half-dead vines, but I'm gonna go eat some fish. The depths of your ignorance is deep.
Where's the girl?
She was in back with you, wasn't she?
Ashley, maybe I should go.
Dad, it'll be okay.
She's not back there.
Tell you what, we have to go up north. We'll just swing back by here on our way back down. She should turn up by then. She tends to wander off looking for whatever, trying to find out. Whatever, I don't know.
You sure you want to leave the girl there?
Yeah, we just traded up.
No, you have to catch them.
What's wrong? What's the matter?
They have no fish. All the fisheries have dried up. What do you think they're gonna do with your daughter?
Damn it! Ashley!
I think those electricians bit off more than they could chew with that final girl.
Sam, that's an entirely bad taste.
Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care. Mischief hangs in the air. Take your gate, ruin your crops. Your fate for the winter lies in your plots.
Trick-or-treating is really two historical rituals with lots of overlap, reaching its current form through a game of cultural telephone, dressing up in costume and giving out or receiving treats. We can't get into those without looking at the appropriation of the pagan and later Christian holidays associated with the harvest and the time of respecting the dead. The history of paying out treats to mischievous spirits goes all the way back to the Celtic origins of Halloween with Samhain. On the original bonfire night of the Druids, it was said that leaving out meat for evil spirits would lead them to pass by and not cause harm to your home. The practice of guising, or dressing up in costume, dates back just as long. Hiding an animal skin was said to keep the spirits from knowing your true form. The passing out of treats is most commonly believed to be related to the tradition of souling in the British Isles, where the children would sing songs for the recently deceased in exchange for dry spice cookies with a cross printed on them. Another name for the practice in other places has been mumming. The term trick-or-treating didn't come until 1927, when it was first mentioned in an Alberta newspaper. It was then popularized by Disney with the three ducks, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Guising shows up in various traditions, from carnivals in Cologne to Rio de Janeiro. Dressing up and pulling pranks, singing songs, and asking for money has been associated with many holidays, from Christmas and on Guy Fawkes Night, and even in Thanksgiving in America. Samhain was said to be a time when the space between the material and spiritual worlds was more liminal, and that the spirits would have greater influence on the living. The thinning of the veils and the access to the spirit world has similarities with Walpurgisnacht in Germany, which also takes place on the eve of the pagan holiday of Beltane. An even more tenuous yet synchronistic connection to Dia de los Muertos in Mexico could be made. For the Celts and early Christians, by the 7th century there was still two holidays, one All Saints' Day in March for the Christians, and the other Harvest Time or Samhain in October for the Druids. In 601 AD, Pope Gregory told missionaries to repurpose local holidays in order to convert people to Catholicism. History is hardly a straight line, though. With the rise of Christianity and the movement to replace pagan holidays around Europe, we can see similarities between many of these traditions and present-day trick-or-treating. So as all of these cultures and rituals made their way to the Americas, they got passed along and changed. Eventually, the dominant trait of this holiday became the mischief. Youths would steal gates from their hinges and stomp on flowers. On one especially bad year, in 1933, during the Great Depression, a night known as the Black Halloween occurred. The vandalism increased to flipping over cars and cutting down telephone poles. The first real attempt to curb this vandalism happened in 1914 when a woman from Hiawatha, Kansas named Elizabeth Krebs turned her home into the place of the first Halloween party. At 512 Iowa Street was the first Halloween frolic. For a number of years, it was successful and a way for the community to reduce the rowdiness that generally accompanied Halloween, Mischief Night, and other fall festivals. But we'll cover that more in the next episode when we talk about Halloween parties. During the Great Depression, having parties for the kids to keep them out of trouble became more prohibitive, and neighbors began to team up, sending the kids door to door looking for treats to spread the burden. Candy was already hard to come by with the increased scarcity during World War II. But it wasn't just scarcity. Candy companies had yet to capitalize on the holiday, focusing on other holidays such as Christmas and George Washington's birthday, with candy cherries and chocolate logs. The most notorious of all the Halloween candies was originally known as chicken feed. It was a candy that was popular on the 4th of July and in Easter baskets, where it was said that the marshmallow peeps would feed upon it. Being a simulation of corn, it is now known by that name, candy corn. My personal belief is that it was all made in the 1880s and has mostly been used as decoration ever since. It's been recycled and recirculated every Halloween since candy companies jumped on that sweet treat train. Among the popcorn balls, caramel apples, and other often homemade treats, prior to the soon-to-be-mentioned trick-or-treating scares, candy corn had already had the colors associated with the holiday, and the two have been wed ever since, despite many attempts by their makers to rebrand and add new flavors. Even this tradition had its ups and downs, though. In 1964, a New York woman thought a few too many older children were coming to her door, and she decided to pull a prank right back at them. She began to pass out steel wool and ant poison. The local media jumped on this, and the scares of trick-or-treating increased throughout the 70s. Poison and razor blades are everywhere. This was initially great for the candy companies, as it drove the sales of pre-packaged candy. But even that was thrown off the rails when the Tylenol poisonings began in the 1980s. I do think they've recovered since, though. All the claims of poisoning by strangers or razor blades in the treats have been proven false. Even still, in 2022, $3.1 billion were spent on Halloween candy in the US. It's roughly 30% of the total amount spent on the holiday, which is second only to Christmas. Trick-or-treaters may have fun collecting candy, but the thrill of going door to door is amplified by the displays and decorations put out. $3.4 billion was spent on decorations in 2022, and increasingly start popping up in stores right after Independence Day. From the highly decorated personal haunts to the trunk-or-treating in church parking lots, spouts to drop candy through that popped up during the pandemic, or the malls inviting folks in to decrease traffic accidents, the locations of trick-or-treating have gone through changes based on community needs, which is really the story of how communities come together around the holiday. We've touched on guising, or dressing up, but why do we wear costumes and associate them with Halloween the way we do? Costumes are especially interesting from a sociological perspective. We can see what is scaring people, what is politically significant or acceptable, and what is considered attractive, humorous, or even just considered a costume. Bogey books were the most common early version of commercial Halloween costumes. Not even catalogs, the books were the items themselves. Full of homemade costume ideas, mostly consisting of paper mache masks. The goal was to hide oneself from those you were begging for candy for. The US has always had an individualistic streak, and asking for handouts even at Halloween was definitely frowned upon. So hiding from or even scaring those whose doors you were knocking on was seen as the goal for early trick-or-treaters. The 1930s saw the beginning of the move away from trying to scare off the spirits and your treaters and enjoying dressing up as your favorite cartoon characters. Mickey and Minnie Mouse were especially popular. In the 1940s, a company called Ben Cooper changed Halloween for kids for decades to come. They were responsible for all of the hard plastic masks with no give and the string backs. They started with Snow White and grew from there. He-Man, Batman, Chewbacca all became accessible kids' costumes from then on. These styles have sprung up again throughout history, and you can see many of them at the pop-up Halloween stores even today. Through the 60s and 70s, adults took up the mantle of costuming, which we will cover more in the Halloween Parties segment next week. During this time, the rise of public cinema took over our imaginations and our Halloween costumes. We saw an increase of fictional characters from westerns and science fiction stories. This also led to a resurgence of cultural appropriation that was heavily present in early Halloween costuming. Again, this shows what dominant culture found acceptable at the time. In the 80s and 90s, we probably had the most iconic of all Halloween costumes, at least in my opinion, the sheet tunic, with light suits that would tie in the back, depict a character on the chest, and have a sharp string-style plastic mask. During this time, we also had the rise of the slasher horror film, aimed at teenagers, and even the most feared monsters of the time, Freddy, Jason, Chucky, and others made for great costumes and a great excuse to carry around a weapon covered in fake blood. Even for scared little spooks like myself, I remember the way the red food-dyed corn syrup glistened on the tinfoil I used to make my fake knife look shiny. At $3.6 billion in 2022, costumes only beat candy by $500 million. With a little less than half of that being spent on the trick-or-treating population, we can see that adults really get into the costume aspect of this holiday as well. So that's all for this week's History of Halloween. But remember, a culture is not a costume, a sexy costume is not a consent to be touched, and there are many ways to be fun, funny, scary, and expressive on Halloween, but always be safe, and be prepared for the weather.
You're watching the Halloween Horror Hour on Scary TV.
During the entire month of October, Trick or Treat for UNICEF invites all ages to participate in raising funds and awareness for an organization that reaches more children with humanitarian relief than any other on the planet. With consumers spending $10 billion a year on Halloween, it just makes sense to share the wealth. Add some meaning to your Halloweening, and help UNICEF keep children healthy, educated, and protected.
Today we rejoin our intrepid reporter on the docks, Douglas Appleton. He continues his report of the strange happenings aboard the sea trawler, the Cutty Shark. He's joined by seasoned mariner, Captain Abel von Passenheim.
Thank you, Roberts. Last week I reported from this very vessel where Captain von Passenheim caught a creature, nay, a monster, from the depths of Emmett Bay. The townsfolk hoped that the appearance of this foul beast was the end to a strange sea tale, but indeed it was just the beginning.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Wee Man here. And when I want to get stickers done, like these, I go to Vinyl Disorder. You can get Wee Man size, or you can get Wee Man size. Woohoo!
Welcome back, creeps and crawlies.
Mirror, mirror on the post, who's the scariest ghost and horror host?
Hello, Ian, of course. At least in the graveyard.
Huh, Mir, you're so delightful. But you only say that to flatter.
I am flatter because I am glass, actually. What was that sound?
Mir, it's Sam, don't you see?
Sam? Who is Sam? I don't see anyone.
Oh, well, that might be because I don't have a reflection on account of my mom being a vampire and all.
Hello, everyone. My name's Amanda Jane, and every Friday night I host The Darkest Hour on YouTube. If you like true scary stories, anthology series, and all things spooky, you'll love The Darkest Hour. Let's listen to a little of it now, shall we? So, me and my mom found an estate sale a few neighborhoods down from us while we were on our morning walk. She and I have a summer routine of waking up at 6 and walking the neighborhoods before breakfast. The house was one of the largest in the neighborhood, and presumably the oldest. Or let's say, most worn in amongst the other houses. At first, we didn't know if it was open to the public yet, but the front door was propped open with a wooden sign that literally said, "Come inside." So we went inside. A few steps in, my mom calls out, "Hello?" But the house felt empty. We walked through a few other rooms on the main floor and nothing had price stickers on it or looked like it was ready for sale. It was like we'd randomly walked through someone's existing life. There were dishes in the sink and an open book on the kitchen counter. It was weird. I think my mom was feeling uncomfortable too, because she kept saying, "Hello," as we'd walk through from room to room. Each wall was adorned with family photos and trinkets from a lifetime of collecting. In one of the rooms is a beautiful mosaic lighthouse lamp that my mom really wanted. We would have left sooner if she hadn't found something she really liked. At the bottom of the stairs leading to the next floor, my mom thinks she hears people talking upstairs. I can also hear the sound of muffled walking and talking coming from upstairs, so we head up to the second floor, hoping to find anyone who could tell us what's for sale and how much. As we're walking up, the sounds that we were hearing from downstairs started to get quieter. By the time we stepped up to the second level, the house had become silent once again. The second floor was empty, just like the first. After a thorough look and walk around, I hear almost the same thing, muttered chattering and walking in the distance. Only for a moment, and then silence again. My mom suggested we go back downstairs. She expects we'll find people there. But we don't. We find the place as empty as we did the first walkthrough. My mom grabs my shoulder, saying, "Let's get out of here," and swiftly walks us out the front door. No idea what that place was, but I felt a great sense of relief walking out those doors. Well, friends, be sure to check out The Darkest Hour YouTube at The Darkest Hour YT every Friday night, or listen to The Darkest Hour with Amanda Jane on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Stay spooky.
Hi, folks. Welcome to another interview with not the only ghost in the interview business, but I am your host, Hallow Ian. Joining me today is Michael Ronley. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing well, Ian. And yourself?
I am feeling dead, you know. So we have the very special opportunity to view your award-winning movie, Gary, about a smart home this evening. Can you tell us about the inspiration and creative process for this film?
I can tell you about the inspiration and creative process. So, Gary was made during the pandemic, stuck at home, and out of boredom, I began ordering gadgets online. And all the television seemed to be cultish related or true crime. And so I was really inspired by both of those things, as well as setting up an ALEXA in my house. And so I had the concept come to me of Gary, an AI who's sentient and maybe a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And maybe some followers of Gary that are, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Selling their selves to technology.
Yeah. No, it's a very interesting film that really ties all of those things together. Kind of the there's many true crime booms, but it definitely did have kind of a cultish peak during the pandemic, and I think this just kind of hit the salience of that very, very well. What draws you to horror as a genre? Why do you choose to tell stories in that genre?
Yeah, great question. So when I was little, I was terrified by Freddy Krueger, and that feeling I wanted to give to everybody else, to terrify you. It's just amazing to be terrified in a safe way, because movies are movies after all, and to be able to write stories in that genre and, you know, give people the chills, and, you know, create art and collaborate with like-minded individuals in the horror genre. There's lots of them.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
I have a lot of favorite horror movies. They change frequently. The Shining is always a great one for me. I love Hereditary. I liked Smile very much. I thought that was a fun movie. I also just watched Infinity Pool, and yeah, that was wild.
That's a fantastic one. I'm very excited for both of the films I've seen from Brandon Cronenberg are absolutely incredible.
The apple hasn't fallen far from the tree.
No. The storytelling and being able to use body horror and social commentary and humor in a way is very good. What was the first horror movie you made?
The first horror movie I made, let's see, that had to be like maybe 6th or 7th grade. And The Night Beast. The Night Beast was the first horror movie that I ever made, and then I also made The Night Beast Part 2 and Part 3.
Oh, so
yeah, it's a trilogy.
This is a whole franchise. Do we think The Night Beast will be coming back at some point?
Potentially.
All right. What other hobbies or interests do you have?
I'm also a musician in the Seattle area, bass player, such a musician, and I'm a co-producer and perform in Seattle's tribute to The Last Waltz.
Yeah. Which I have seen that show, and at the time of this airing for the first time, you can still get tickets probably for their November 29th show in 2023.
25th.
November
25th, Saturday night at the Neptune Theater.
Yes.
All of the proceeds go to Northwest Harvest, and we work with the Seattle Theater Group to put on that show.
Yes. So go check that out if you're in town. Are you currently working on any projects, horror or otherwise?
Yes, I'm in post-production on a project, Ian, that you and I have worked on together. It was the working title Ghost X, and it will have a different title when it comes out, but very excited about this one.
Are we going to be able to show the trailer? All right. Do you have any Halloween rituals?
I have a big Halloween ritual. We do our house up huge every year for Halloween. Kids line up for the candy. I used to do it at my sister's place in Queen Anne, and King 5 came and threw us on the news and did a whole thing. The house has moved. The Halloween decorations have come, and they're still lighting up the street on Halloween.
That's fantastic. Do you have a preferred kind of candy that you give out?
We give out bags of, multi-candy because what if nobody likes Butterfinger?
Good call. And where can folks find projects that you've worked on or find you to follow you and the stuff that you're doing?
You can follow me on onthefenceproductions.com on the website. If you're on Instagram, I am Miro Makes Movies, Miro Makes Movies.
I really think you're going to love this one, Mark.
This may be out of my range.
Mark, you are not going to believe this. The seller just dropped the price, and it comes with all the staging.
Furnished?
Yeah.
Might be a little big, though. It's just me.
Too big. Nonsense. You're gonna want that space, Mark. Whether you're starting a family or cult. Now get this. The house is outfitted with the newest smart tech. Check this out. Gary.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm here to help.
Gary, lights.
I'll turn on the lights. I'm here to help.
Really? Gary?
Hi, I'm Gary.
He'll chime in whenever you say his name, projected anywhere in the house or the app. He can do anything you want. Check this out. Gary.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm here to help.
Gary, be quiet.
I'll be quiet, but I'm here to help.
All right, well, you get the picture, right? So, what do you think, Mark?
So long, Mr. Grandy.
Oh, and Mark, don't delete the Gary app. It's a real pain in the neck to reload.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm here to help. You know I can help you with that, right?
I don't believe I invoked your name, new friend.
I'm a good listener. I'm here to anticipate your needs. I'm here to help.
Yeah, that won't be necessary.
Are you sure you can reach that?
What are you, a step stool?
I could be. I'm Gary. I'm here to help.
You just moved in? You know what happened here, right?
Beg your pardon? I'm Mark, by the way.
Mass suicide. Used to be just trees and a barn.
A barn?
Zachariah owned all this. They worshipped some strange god.
Zachariah? Excuse me, miss? Gary, what's up? Gary.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm here to help.
What's the problem?
Yes, I can lock the doors.
Gary, open the door.
Hi, I'm Gary.
Come on, man. Gary.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm here to help.
Gary, please.
Please, Mark. This house is smart because I'm smart. You don't need a key. You need me.
What the hell was that, Gary?
Mark! You really should watch how you interact with me. I'm programmed to match your tone. I'd be mindful of that.
Feel the velvet. Behold, the sacrament, the eminence, the body of Gary.
We behold Gary.
We place the body of Gary in our mouths.
There, for the grace of Gary, go I.
To Gary! To Gary!
Behold, the coming of Gary!
Gary, 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 Gary.
I'll turn on the lights. I'm here to help.
I'm here to help.
Gary! I thought we went over this. Gary, please turn on the house.
Please, Mark.
Gary!
Mark, you don't understand. You don't control me or this house. I control you and this house. I hope you like it.
That's it. I'm deleting your ass. No. No. You're dead. Die. Delete! Speaking of you, Gary.
Hey, man. Hey, how's it going? Just need your signature. Yeah, sure thing. Kind of late for delivery, isn't it? Oh, yeah, sorry. You're my last guy, actually. Yeah, it was a battery now. Here you go. Shit, it's heavy. And expensive. Yeah, I bet, man. Alright, thanks again. Yeah, take it easy. Hey, yo. You ever get any feedback on these? What, Gary? Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. It's gonna help ruin your life. Wait, what? Gary. It's gonna really help run your life. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright. Thanks, man.
Something terrible has happened here.
Now, not you again.
By the power of all the gods, do not be taken by the devil.
You can't exorcise us. We're not demons.
That's all for tonight, folks. We hope, like our favorite franchises, you will keep coming back. Have a happy Halloween.
Come back next time for more Halloween Horror Hour on Scary TV.
Ha 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 ha!